Pierre de Aubusson was a Grand Master of the Order of St. John of Jerusalem and a zealous opponent of the Ottoman Empire. Pierre probably joined the Knights of St. John in 1444 or 1445 and then left for Rhodes. Early life and education. Pierre de Aubusson was born in the castle of La Montaille, the fifth son of John de Aubusson. His older brother Antoine had a brilliant career serving Charles VII and Louis XI, and the other three brothers became bishops. The alleged story of his youth to 1444, which has appeared in print since the 17th century, is unreliable. It derives from the fertile imagination of R.P. Dominique Burroughs, a Jesuit who published a biography of Pierre de Aubusson at the behest of Marshal de Aubusson La Feuillade, Grand Prior. Pierre de Aubusson was elected Grand Prior of the Langdevin in early 1476. In June 1476, he was elected Grand Master of the Order, having been a very close associate of a previous Grand Master, Raymond Zacosta, and responsible for the repair and modernization of the fortifications of the city of Rhodes, the other castles of the Order on the islands of the Dodecanese, and the Château Saint-Pierre. Siege of Rhodes. Sultan Mehmed II began to threaten Europe. In May 1480 a large Ottoman fleet appeared before Rhodes, carrying an invading army of some 100,000 men under the command of Messi Pasha. The knights were reinforced from France by 500 knights and 2,000 soldiers under de Aubusson's brother Antoine. The siege lasted until August. After 3 unsuccessful attempts against the city, the Turkish force was compelled to withdraw, leaving behind them 9,000 dead. The siege, in which de Aubusson was wounded 3 times, enhanced his renown throughout Europe. Sultan Mehmed was furious and would have attacked the island again but for his death in 1481. His succession was disputed between his sons Bayezid and Sem. The latter, after his defeat by Bayezid, sought refuge at Rhodes under a safe conduct from the Grand Master and the General Convent of the Order. Rhodes not being considered secure, Sem with his own consent was sent to Bourgogne in France, where he was kept under the guard of Guy de Blanchefort, Pierre de Aubusson's nephew. Guarding Sem, de Aubusson accepted an annuity of 45,000 ducats from Bayezid II, in return for which he undertook to guard Sem in such a way as to prevent him from appealing to the Christian powers to aid him against his brother. De Aubusson's reward was a cardinal's hat and the power to confer all benefices connected with the order without the sanction of the papacy. In addition, the Order of St. John received the assets of the Order of the Holy Sepulchre, which was merged into the Order of St. John, and a number of Italian commanderies of the Knights of St. Lazarus. Later life. The remaining years of his life de Aubusson spent attempting to restore discipline and zeal in his order and to organize a grand crusade against the Turks. The age of the Renaissance, with Rodrigo Borgia on the throne of St. Peter, was, however, not favorable to such an enterprise. The death of Sem in 1495 had removed the most formidable weapon available against the Sultan, and when in 1501 de Aubusson led an expedition against Mytilene, dissension among his motley host rendered this enterprise wholly abortive. His last years were embittered by chagrin at his failure, which was hardly compensated by his success in extirpating Judaism in Rhodes, by expelling all adult Jews and forcibly baptizing their children.